Welcome to Godly Play at Clayton Valley Presbyterian Church. I'm Kathleen, and I'm glad to have you at our Godly Play Story Circle today. In Godly Play, we come together to come close to what might be in a story just for us. Usually we've come to this room from the sanctuary. We've spent a little time with Pastor Barbara, and a teacher will greet us at the door as we get ready to be with one another in community and to come close to what's in the story today just for us. Whoever is leading the story circle that day, that teacher will always greet us the same way. The Lord be with you. As we get ready, we're so aware that this room is filled with story. We have the sacred stories from the Hebrew and the Greek scriptures, the parables, the mysteries that we try to open for ourselves. And of course, behind me, stories from our liturgy, the way we worship, the way we celebrate together. At this time, in the ordinary time, we're exploring Jesus' early life. And so I'm going to go over to the sacred story shelves. This is part of the New Testament. And find the basket that has just what we need. That's it. You can see that we have a piece of the desert. I brought the desert box over today. I know some of you who are watching will say, oh boy, a desert story. So many important things happen in the desert. We have to keep a piece of it in our room to help us remember. The desert is a strange and dangerous place. The sun is burning hot during the day. Hardly anything grows in a desert, so there's not much to eat, there's not much to drink. People have to bring that with them. And then at night, when the sun goes down, it can be very cold very suddenly, so people have to wear protective clothing when they go out into the desert. Great winds can blow and change the shape of the desert. You can wake up in the morning and it will look completely different than when you went to sleep. It's easy to get lost. It's easy to lose your way in the desert. No one goes out into the desert unless they have to. What else do we have here to get ready? Now, after Jesus was baptized by his cousin John in the River Jordan, he passed through the river and crossed over into the desert. Jesus went into the desert so that he could be alone and get close to God, because he wanted to know what God meant for him to do with his life. He spent 40 days and 40 nights in that desert where there was very little food and almost no water. Jesus was hungry and he was thirsty. A voice came to Jesus. Jesus, you're hungry. If you're the Son of God, why don't you change those stones into bread and eat your fill? Jesus answered the voice, no, because as humans, real humans, we need more than bread to live. The voice came to Jesus again, and it was as if he were standing on the top of the temple in Jerusalem. The voice said, well, Son of God, why don't you just throw yourself off the roof and see if the angels come to save you before you hit the pavement down below? And Jesus said, no. We do not tempt God. The voice came to Jesus yet a third time, and it was as if he could see all through the desert and past the desert to all the lands of the earth. And the voice said, but if you follow me, you can be king of all of this. And Jesus said, no. I am to be a king, but not that kind of king. And the voice disappeared. Jesus walked out of the desert, for now he knew what his work was to be. After 40 days and 40 nights, Jesus knew that God wanted him to go back across the River Jordan to teach and to heal. And that's what he did. He began his work teaching and healing all through Galilee. I wonder if this story is new for you and what you heard that was just for you. I wonder if there's a part that you think is most important. Sometimes people will ask us, well, what was the important part of the story? Sometimes people say, well, what was the point? But that could be different for each of us depending on how God spoke to you through this story. I wonder if there's a part that you liked the best. I wonder if there's a part of the story that makes you wonder even more. And I wonder what part of the story will stay with you this week. Whatever that may be. You may want to read a little more about it. You may want to pray a little more about this story. You may want to tell it for yourself. But until we come again to the community of the Story Circle, may the Lord bless you and keep you always.